Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be covering a plethora of news regarding the upcoming Star Wars The Acolyte coming to Disney Plus on June 4th with its 2-episode premiere. Of course, we're going to hop right on into it, breaking it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. In this video, we are going to be taking a quick read from one of my favorites out there, StarWarsNewsNet.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Star Wars The Acolyte is coming to Disney Plus next month, and the latest article covering the series had delved into the thought process involved alongside with the secrets of the dark side and what we're really anticipating here to see, especially with some new recent reveals and of a lot of new marketing that's really been ramping up here for the upcoming Acolyte. SFX magazine has opted to cover the Acolyte as one of their big stories for their June 2024 issue, talking with some of the talent, cast, and crew members working behind the scenes of this overall project and series. And so, one of the first things the article does is state that one of the key influences on the Acolyte is Rashomon, the Akaria film that involves a murder scene by 4 different observers and recounted in different ways. The technique previously inspired a key scene in The Last Jedi as well, and it has appeared that showrunner Leslye Headland really wants to emphasize that the perspective of the dark side and their characters was very much so important to the narrative structure of the overall Acolyte series there as well. Pulling a lot of inspiration from other projects in that manner I think is very interesting, especially when you put it like that, where you take a certain event and how that's exactly seen by different people from a certain point of view, if you will. The Acolyte follows the story of a mysterious assassin who is bumping off Jedi Knights one by one, alternating between an investigation by multiple Jedi into the disturbing attack on the Jedi Order, and, well, a parallel narrative explaining the assassin's training and overall motives for wanting to target Jedi near the end of the High Republic era. In other words, it's a mystery from the perspective of the Jedi, but more of a character study from the perspective of our apparent villainous protagonists. One of the producers of the Star Wars The Acolyte went on to actually explain this in a recent interview, Ryan Roberts, explaining that they're, in quote, sometimes we are in the Jedi point of view, and sometimes we get to be in the point of view of the mysterious, well, assassin. You might have thought something happened one way, but it's also like, oh, wait a minute, this has been fun of an idea that Leslye Headland really wanted to flesh out when we were developing the episodes and overall story. It really speaks to the way of how her brain works. I tell people that she has this puzzle brain, and if you look at her storytelling in Russian Doll, there's a puzzle that starts to unfold. Part of the way that puzzle unfolds in The Acolyte is through those Rashomon kind of points of views. Ending that quote right there, really giving some praise to Leslye Headland there as well, the showrunner of The Acolyte, director and writer of the upcoming series there as well, and having wrote a bunch of the episodes here, pretty much all the episodes of the series there as well. It's something that I really like, and it really reminds me of Marvel Studios' Moon Knight, if for anything, where you're kind of dealing with these different points of views to really figure out what's really going on, as it is a kind of mystery, kind of thriller going on here with The Acolyte. It feels like we're going to be left in the dark, I think, for the first couple of episodes, and really not have all that much of an idea of where the actual plot is going, or even maybe what the plot exactly is, aside from where it's going to really be revealed in those different kind of character points of views. After the conclusion of the Skywalker saga story with the sequel trilogy and with the Rise of Skywalker, the creatives on the Star Wars franchise have looked at the long history of a galaxy far, far away, and have now decided in more recent to think bigger and better, of more of a non-linear terms, as they thought about what would happen in the universe over the course of tens of thousands of years. Roberts also has gone on to explain that starting off and exploring uncharted territory with a show set about 100 years before the events of the Skywalker saga with the prequel trilogy and the Phantom Menace had made quite a lot of sense to them, saying that they're, end quote, coming off the Rise of Skywalker, we really had to take a stock of what we were working with. it was communicated as being the end of the Skywalker saga, and we had to ask where we'd go next. We said, well, we have this amazing long timeline in which we can populate these stories, and now the exercise is to be thoughtful about how we play stories in each of those different eras. I need that quote right there. So of course, into reference of these different eras, we're dealing with the High Republic era during the events of the upcoming ACOLYTE. They opt to split things up into several different eras with new projects and more recent, especially that are in development for each. There's Dawn of the Jedi, which would be James Mangold's upcoming film, the Old Republic, an era of where no canonical content has really been confirmed or announced, but a remake of Star Wars Legends games, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, is in the pipeline. Other references to this era are peppered into multiple other Star Wars projects, but doesn't necessarily confirm them to be a part of canon. Then, as I mentioned, there's the High Republic era, which would include the Young Jedi Adventures animated show, Star Wars Eclipse, and that video game for whenever it's going to decide to release, and also the ACOLYTE. There is also Fall of the Jedi, which would include Tales of the Jedi, the prequel trilogy, and the Clone Wars era. But before we move on to that, there would also be the High Republic novels, a part of the High Republic era, of course, before I miss that. We move on to Reign of the Empire era with the Bad Batch, Tales of the Empire, the Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order video game series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Star Wars Solo. We move on to Age of the Rebellion with Andor, Star Wars Rebels animated show, the original trilogy, and Star Wars Outlaws video game. The New Republic era, which includes Battlefront, Squadrons, The Mandalorian, and all of its kind of everything delved into that, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett, Skeleton Crew. Then, of course, there's the Rise of the First Order and the whole sequel kind of era trilogy there with Resistance and the sequel trilogy. And there's also this new Jedi Order kind of era that they're beginning to make with the upcoming movie starring Rey with her new Jedi Order. And so, when revealing this timeline at Star Wars Celebration last year, it was also indicated that projects in every single era are being developed at Lucasfilm, with the ACOLYTE representing a crucial step in expanding the story of the franchise beyond the time of the Skywalker saga and, well, family. The ACOLYTE executive producer, Simon Emanuel, had stated that the different timelines had opened a greater variety of stories and genres available for storytellers to really explore. And so, this here all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.